Hello all, welcome to my shed command center, and this is in, on and gone video number 44. This week I'm going to focus a little bit on shorts, and basically that they are good all year round sellers. You do sell more in the summer, but what you got to consider is that people that go to the gym, people that do sports and work out and stuff like that, and people who also just like to wear shorts all year round in the house. You've got to cater for them as well, and postmen. Because it's a given rule, isn't it, that they've got to wear shorts. And also PE teachers as well. I know that there are some PE teachers who insist on wearing shorts all year round. So these in, on and gone videos are designed to show anybody who's interested in eBay reselling what is coming into my shop during the week, what is on my shop, and what has gone from my shop. When I do the gone, I basically split it into two bits. Stuff that's gone quickly within a week, promoted at 2%, and stuff that has taken longer to sell, but I just want to share the story behind the sale with you and the product, and how I feel that the products sell, whether they sell well or whether they don't really sell that well and the products to be avoided. We also discuss sort of like pricing points as well. All right, so please, my name's James Smith. I run channel JR74. Please like, comment, subscribe to your heart's content. But for now, we're going to get into the nitty gritty of what has gone from the shop in this week, promoted at 2%. Okay, so let's take a look. One of the great things about shorts are the versatility of the product. You've got short shorts, you've got long shorts, you've got sweat shorts, you've got non-sweat shorts, you've got shorts with pockets, shorts without pockets, you've got swim shorts. There's a whole variety of shorts that you can now get. And one of the things that I commented on in a previous video was that manufacturers now, such as Nike and Adidas, have just got us believing that you need different types of shorts for different pastimes, such as like tennis shorts or golf shorts or swim shorts. I mean, yeah, they have been designed for those purposes in mind, but 50 years ago, you'd have just been wearing a pair of shorts for everything. So, this is the world we live in at the moment. Okay, right. So I'm going to start with a pair of shorts on what I've sold this week. And the reason why I'm starting with them is because it was my highest percentage markup. Now, with shorts, look, I'm not stating the bleeding obvious here, but because they are strong sellers, usually you can buy branded shorts in bulk. It is worth doing because the chances are that they will sell. That's certainly what I have found. Just before Christmas, I came across an opportunity to purchase 50 pairs of branded shorts for £95. So that works out at £1.90 each. And I've been holding them back a little bit. But now I'm dripping them into my eBay store and they're working quite well. The first pair that I'm going to talk about was a pair of Under Armour women's run shorts, which I got for £1.90, as I've just told you. But I sold them for £8.60. And after fees and postage were taken off, £5.54 was left, which gave me £3.54 profit, which is 186%. Now, this was a little bit lucky because the buyer bought two pairs of shorts off me. So when I'm giving you these bits of data here for the money that was taken off, because I could fit two pairs of shorts into the postage, that means this only took half the postage cost off from this. So yeah, the other half of the deal I'll tell you about in a minute. But so I was pleased with this. A really good markup then on a pair of shorts, because as you all know, my target markup is between 50 and 100%. So these more than beat it. I'll go through my quick sales in terms of percentage markups. So coming in at second place for a percentage markup was a football shirt. Football shirts are always worth selling. I usually put my limit at £10. If you can pick a shirt up for under £10, usually it will do well. And always check the back. in case there's a number or a name on it. I did come across a Man U one the other day with Lukaku on it. I think I've put that into my April charity shop sort of like roundup, so have a look out for that. But yeah, it had Lukaku on the back. Now, I quite like Lukaku. He's quite an old-fashioned centre forward, bit of a bulldozer, sort of like a straightforward and back battering ram to get himself in there. I think when he played for Everton and when he played for Inter Milan, he had a lot of success, but for Man U, it didn't quite work out for him. Yeah, so with his name on the back of the shirt, is it going to devalue the shirt or is it going to put it on? It's so difficult to tell. So in the end, I left it on. But for this one, it was a Besiktas shirt from Turkey, from I think it was the 2021-22 season, and it also had a bit of an anniversary on it. I think it was the 125th year anniversary shirt. Nice Adidas one, and I picked it up for £8 and I sold it for £28.60. I got £21.36 back, okay, which gave me a profit of £13.36, which is 167%. I have my figures written in my book just down here. That's why I keep glancing across to that side. I'm not going mad, but yeah, so again, above the 100%, so really pleased with that. So yeah, football shirts for me are usually strong sellers. Next up for my quick sellers, these were a pair of tracky bots, but I could tell just by looking at them that they were more of a premium tracksuit bottom. They were a pair of Adidas, but the weave on it and the fabric used was quite heavy, and it had a pattern to it. So yeah, I thought that would quite easily be picked up by Google Lens if you took a photograph of it, and it would be able to tell you exactly what the tracky bots were. They just had a premium feel to them. So because of that, I did pay the £12 that the charity shop was asking for it. Okay, now I took them home, Google Lensed, and it quite easily picked it up as a pair of Adidas Tanoji track pants. They were orange with the 3 white stripes, and I managed to sell them for £28.60. Okay, so my hunch turned out to be a good one. But again, it's so important to put all the information that you can about your product in the title, because if I would have just put a pair of Adidas tracky bots on the title, it would have got lost in amongst all the other pairs of Adidas tracksuit bottoms, and probably would have taken a long time to sell, and the chances of me getting a profit on them would have been reduced, I believe, anyway. Yeah, so £28.60, £20.68 back, £8.63 profit, 72%. So well in to that 50 to 100% range that I'm looking for. But in terms of the profit amount, £8.68, yeah, I was pleased with that. So that little spot and that little sort of like, oh, they're nice, they're a nice feel. Okay, they just looked nice, and there was no rips and no tears in them. They'd hardly been worn. So yeah, that one turned out okay. So next up was the second pair of shorts that I took the offer on. Okay, it came in as 2 separate offers. I think the person that was doing it saw the Under Armour shorts, put the offer in for them, and then thought to themselves, and this is what you want to happen. Okay, I'd have a look at the shop, see if there's got any more. And so they looked at the shop, saw that I had some more, and then put an offer in for another pair as well. So I was able to combine the postage for the 2, which is great. So these were Nike Dry Fit women's run shorts, £7.10 I took for the offer on these. Remember, they only cost me £1.90, £3.03 back, £1.13 profit, which is 59%. Now, I'm hoping that you're seeing a bit of a pattern here, because £1.90 to source the shorts at is quite a good price. I've got another pair a bit later on, that I'm going to tell you about, where I made a minuscule profit. And I think you can probably work out why the profit was absolutely minuscule. We're talking below 10%. But yeah, it's something you've got to consider, and it's something that you've got to work on. So, okay, yeah, pleased with that. It's in between the 50 and 100, so, you know, mustn't grumble. Next up, massively strong brand to keep your eye out for, and that's Skechers. Skechers shoes. They sell really, really well, and especially if they're in good condition and your photographs show that they're in good condition. And I think that's got a lot to do with the fact that brand new, they are quite pricey. So, you know, there is a very strong reselling market for them. These were a nice pair of memory foam slip-on size 7 shoes that, you know, loads of any woman with size 7 feet, you know, in terms of a comfortable pair of shoes that look pretty good, it's there. It's there. So for these, I paid £6.54 and sold them for £15.60. £10.27 back, £3.77 profit, 58% markup. So still within that 50 to 100. So yeah, all right. So that's the fifth thing that I've spoken. Sorry, the sixth thing that I've spoken about so far. Is it fifth or is it sixth? No, because it's right. No, it's fifth. All in all, there's 7. All in all, there's 7. All right. You know that my target's 10, so I'm nearly at my target. But yeah, pleased with that. Okay, nice pair of Skechers. Got to have the brew. I always have a brew on the go whenever I do these videos, because the mouth does go a bit dry from the talking. So yeah, have a little bit of sustenance. Okay, in the form of tea. Next up, another really, really strong brand to look out for, Rohan. And they make it quite easy for anybody trying to sell their product, because the name of the product is always on the label. This was a Rohan freight jacket that had freight jacket written on the label. So massively easy to list, and you know then that the person knows exactly what they are getting. It was in really good condition. I paid £11 for it. So, you know, and that comes from the fact that you are confident that it's going to sell, and you have an idea of how much it's going to sell for. And the only way that you can get that confidence is to go back through your data and remember previous sales. So sometimes with a brand, if you've got an opportunity, sometimes it is worth taking a punt on it to see if it works or not. Okay, and to see how much you can sell it for. With Rohan, I know that it's strong. I know that it will sell well. This went for £23.60. Okay, £14.26 back, £3.26 profit, which gave me 29%. So below the 50 to 100, but you're talking there £3.26 for the. I talk about this so much. Your listing process needs to be quick and effective, okay, and accurate, but mainly quick. If I was to spend ages listing this and taking photographs, yeah, £3.26 isn't particularly that much of a good feedback. If you're looking at, say, like an hourly rate, I would say that this probably, the listing, the measuring and the photography of the product probably took me 10 minutes. Okay, I've got templates, I've got a quick way of listing. And so if you think about it, 10 minutes, okay, £3.26 profit. So that's £15, it's over £15 for an hour's work. It's over £18. So that it's worth doing. It's worth doing because that is quite a good hourly rate. Well, I think for a side hustle, I think so anyway. Yeah, I know you're not earning thousands, but it's not a couple of quid. All right. So I normally put this down. When I look at these figures, I'm thinking to myself, 10 minutes to list and photo. All right. That's a realistic one. All right. Have a look in my back catalogue and you'll see how I list things. I've done a video on listings, and it is quite an important one to watch if you're considering doing reselling. But yeah, nice Rohan jacket. So the seventh thing that I sold, can't really include this in my figures because I could say, did it cost me anything? No, not really. It's part of my tumble dryer again. the Bosch tumble dryer that I took to bits. Yeah, I put the condenser tray on, and that sold within a week. Okay, and I sold that for £18.60. Okay, so £13.94 back on that. So my tumble dryer now, instead of costing me £475, actually cost me £446. Those of you that haven't seen what I did, I had a Bosch tumble dryer. It broke. We got a new one. I was astounded at how much new tumble dryers cost. White goods have just shot up in cost. So I took the old one to bits, and I'm selling the bits off because it was the driver belt that went on it. So every single other part of the tumble dryer was absolutely fine. And so far it seems that I think that's the third thing I've sold now from taking that tumble dryer to bits. So yeah, we're doing all right on that. Any opportunity, take any opportunity. I'll be honest with you, whenever I do these videos and I come to putting them together, I always forget to put this bit in, and I always have to come back into the shed to do it. I'm gonna have to make a note to myself. It's the figures, okay? The figures for the quick sellers. Now, so this week's figures are everything that I've got. I'm not including the Bosch condenser tray in this. Is £41.30, okay? And I sold them all for £75.04. So that is a profit of £33.74, okay, which is 95%. So yeah, boom, or an average of 95%. So if I add up all of the averages for those, was it 6? Because I'm not including the Bosch. Yeah, it was 6 because I'm not including the Bosch in that. So that is over £5 a product. Happy days with that. That's good. That's good. And if I add up all of the percentage markups that I gave you and divide them by 6, then that's what I come to. Okay, 95%. So solidly, very solidly in the 95 to 100 markup. If this is the first time that you are watching these videos, I always give that as my target bracket to achieve, purely because I feel it is a realistic target. Okay, there's so many videos out there along the lines of I found this for 50p and sold it for 50 quid, you know, and that's not, you might find that once or twice in a year. You might, but all the time, nah. I want this to be realistic, and I need you to realize that. So that's good. That's good. 95% happy with that. Right, let's get back to it, shall we? So those were the things that sold quickly. Good mix there of products and brands for me to tell you about. Now, I'm going to tell you about a few more sales now that I made this week that I feel that you should know about to improve your reselling knowledge. The first one, these were a nice pair of Adidas Veritas mid trainers, like they were like red boots. And when I saw them, I thought, I think I sourced these online, and I just thought, somebody will really like them. And they were at a good price to source as well. I sourced them for £6.96. So I just thought, yeah, they're nice. They're nice. Somebody will have those. And, you know, as I say, you got to put the full title in. You got to put the Veritas, you got to put the size, you got to put the color. Don't just assume that they'll look at the color. You've got to confirm the color in your title as well. But yeah, these were a nice pair. £6.96 paid, £20.60 I took an offer of on those. £12.07 back, £5.11 profit, 73% markup. Now, with these trainers, you can see behind me there, I'll talk about this little mountain in a minute. With the trainers, those of you that are regular viewers to my channel will know that I've changed my philosophy on trainers. I am putting a higher promotional level on them. I put them from 2% to 10% in terms of the eBay promotion, and it's working well. Yep, I'm having to pay a little bit more, but they're selling quicker, much quicker. So I believe it's worth doing. because you get the money back, and then you can source another pair of trainers and then sell that other pair. So you can literally, by promoting at 10%, you can sell 2 pairs in the amount of time that it used to take to sell 1 pair, promoting it at 2%. So actually, you make more profit. Okay, if you're doing profit over time. All right. Yep, you're putting more products on, which is what you want. Okay, you might even have more eyes to your store. Okay, so yeah, those pair of Adidas, nice sale. Next up, always consider slides as well. Sliders are becoming more and more incorporated into fashion. They are comfy. I've got a pair of Adidas. Oh my God, I live in them over the summer. I love them. They are so comfortable. But the ones that I've got, you can't really get them anymore. They had ridges in going down the middle of them. And maybe I'm gonna have to Google lens, because I'm sure they do still sell them, but you don't see them in the sports shops. You see the ones now without the ridges going down the middle of them. Okay, maybe I need to go and get some to show you at the end of the video. Yeah, I will. At the end of the video, I'll show you the most comfortable pair of Adidas sliders. But these weren't Adidas. These were a pair of Nike T90s. So, yeah, can't get them anymore. Okay. And they were still in really good condition. Size 11, so a good size. Velcroed across the top. Nice and soft. These look comfortable. So, yeah, I paid £4.60 for them. And took an offer of, sorry, my eyes got confused then. I was going to say £28.60, but I stopped myself. I was looking at the row below, £13.60. Okay, £8.24 back, £3.64 profit, 79%. And I've had a lot of questions about these, and I've had a lot of people wanting to put offers in, but you know, it's strange. They're like saying, I want to pay for it on PayPal. I'm finding it difficult to do. And because I don't want to put my credit card in. And you do feel a bit helpless. It's like, yeah, you can still do it, but you've just got to know what to click on the website. So, yeah, I mean, this guy, I did send him a video about how to do it on PayPal, but I just lost contact with him. He just didn't bother replying, didn't put an offer in on the end. So, okay, fine. But eventually somebody did come in with an offer. I think these took about a month to sell. So, yeah, they do stay on for, it's not a weekly seller, okay? But it's certainly not going to stay on your shop for a long time, okay? These are more of a seasonal sale. And with the, I mean, the only time you'll get a slider in winter is to wear into the showers in the gym. Whereas in the summer, you can wear it to the showers in the gym and wear them outside as well, because they're so quick, easy and comfortable to put on. I think that's why they're popular. Next up, huge brand to get, and not many people who are in the charity shops actually know the strength of this brand. These are Maya trousers. They're a German trouser brand, and I picked these up for £1.50. So yeah, the markup on these is huge. This was a great find. A pair of Maya Perth chino trousers, 36 by 32, so a good size. £1.50 I picked them up for, and sold them for £15.60. Okay, £10.27 back, £8.77 profit, 584% markup. So well above the 50 to 100 that I go for. These were a nice little find. And again, just caused by the fact that there's some brands that not everybody knows about, and Maya trousers certainly falls into that category. So yeah, that's good. And we're going to finish on a pair of shorts. Now, I did tell you that I would mention a pair of shorts where I only made a very small markup, and these are those. I overpaid for them. Okay, instead of paying the £1.90, I found these in a shop and I paid £5 for them. Well, actually, no, I think these were an internet find, and I paid £5.02 for them because I just thought they looked a little bit different. They had something about them, a nice pair of Adidas swim shorts. But yeah, I had them on for about a month and it wasn't really getting that much attention in terms of offers. So I eventually sold them for £9.60. okay, which gave me £5.15 back, okay, and gave me 13 pence profit, 2%. So yeah, that certainly isn't worth doing. So yeah, I mean, that is a sure sign that £5 to source a pair of shorts at is too much. I wouldn't go above 3. All right, 3 would be my limit for sourcing a pair of shorts now. And that's purely through experience, trial and error that I found that out. So there we go. All right, because they were a nice pair of shorts. You know, they looked a pair of Adidas Originals. If it's Adidas Originals, it means it's got the trefoil logo on it, the original Adidas logo, not the 3-line pyramid. Okay, right. I'll go and get those sliders to show you. Okay, this is a little bit of advice from Smithy about pure foot comfort. Yeah, so back again. Okay, it's these type. Okay, can you see there's like some ridges along the bottom there? Now, the ones that you normally see now in Sports Direct, the Adidas sliders, don't have these. It's just plain, okay? There's no ridge or decal in them whatsoever. They're not as comfortable. These ones are far more comfortable. I don't know what it is about them, but also I don't know why Adidas don't really do them in this design anymore. If you go to Sports Direct and look, you'll see what I mean. That these bits are just totally flat. There's no ridge in them. And these are quite contoured as well to the foot. Whereas the others, the ones that they sell now, are just flat. They're not contoured at all. Honestly, these are slipper-like. I've got 2 pairs of them. Really trying to find some more pairs. Okay, so now it's the in part. Okay, what is coming into the store? The on is easy. I've got a link to my shop below. But the in... Ta-da! Look at this little pyramid here of footwear that I've cleaned up and is going to go on to the shop this week. I'm really getting a little bit of momentum behind my trainers now, and it's working really well. So yeah, I'm going to spend quite a bit of time this week photographing and getting these on. There's a whole range of mostly Adidas and Nike. There's a whole range that are going to come in. So they're going to go on. And another thing, now I've never really mentioned this type of sale before. This is a new little nugget for you to look out for. And it certainly falls into the category of it being a very useful product, but costs one hell of a lot of money. And you do think to yourself, how much? It falls into that sort of category. You have to have a second thought. You say, yeah, they're good, but am I going to pay that much for them? Okay, and you might actually be able to see them at the bottom here. What I'm talking about is roof boxes, roof bars, and like the feet to put onto the roof bars that connect the roof bar to your car. Okay, now these are Exodus ones, which I believe is Halford's own make. They're not Thule or Thule, the Swedish ones, which are so popular, but damn expensive. But these, I got 4 of these to sell. They're actually mine, but we don't use the roof box anymore. So we've donated the box to a local charity shop or like sales centre. But I did take the bar and the feet off. Actually, here we go. Look, there's the bar there. Okay, so I can put that on as well. That can be sold and can be, there we go. All right, all in good nick. Just give it a bit of a wash, bit of a clean up with some soapy water, and that will be on. Okay, so yeah, roof bars and like the feet for the bars, these things sell really well, okay, if they are Exodus or Thule. All right, so that's another bit of a nugget for you. Keep your eye out for them. Right, that's it. Okay, that's it for this week. I think my video, my during the week video this week is going to be about the fact that eBay are really trying now to change the private sales into basically another Vinted. I know that there's been a couple of rumblings in the postage world, and I know that eBay are going to make some changes as of the 15th of this month for private sellers. So I'll have a look at it in more detail and give my thoughts about exactly what it could mean and why eBay are trying to do it. Okay, but for the time being, okay, thank you for watching. As I said, please like, comment, subscribe, and just remember, you know, shorts do sell. They're good sellers, and they're good all year round sellers. Thanks for watching. All right, I really appreciate it. This is Smithy out. Until in the week, goodbye.